Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Koyaanisqatsi, and this movie came out in 1982, and I've never seen this movie before. All I knew about it going into it was that it was a non-narrative documentary. There was no dialogue, and all you really get from the movie is the visuals and the music. Everything else is pretty much just left up to your interpretation. And I really loved this movie. I was shocked as to how much I got out of it. I love the music in the movie. It's very effective whenever it's used, and it's throughout the entire film, but it always complements what you're seeing. And there's points where it's haunting, there's points where it's upbeat and makes everything feel very fast paced. And the movie is like 90 minutes, and it's slow, but it does give you a good opportunity to soak everything in. And while you're watching the movie, you just have to get absorbed and make up your own interpretation as to what everything that you're seeing and hearing means to you. And when I say hear, I mean like the actual music and anything else that can be heard while watching the movie. This movie looks beautiful. It's very well shot, and there's points in this movie where it was like hypnotizing to watch, kind of like 2001: A Space Odyssey, where you just can't take your eyes off the screen. And this movie did remind me of other movies, and there's one other movie that this film kind of reminded me of, and that being Skinamarink. And this movie is kind of what I wanted Skinamarink to be. And there were also points where this movie reminded me of The Shining in terms of like how visuals were presented. There was always something to soak in about the movie, and this movie is only 90 minutes long, like I've said already, but this is one of those movies where I just personally didn't want it to end. Like, this movie could have gone on for another half hour, and I would have loved it. And while watching the movie, I just had this odd thought in my head, like in the second half of the movie. I forget exactly where, but I kind of felt as though it was kind of a window into 1982 in a lot of ways. And I found that to be very interesting about it. And I kind of like the message of the film, and it's just highlighting Earth, and it's about life and people, and like everything that we're doing, we're just like doing all these different things, and we're kind of just trapped. And those are some of the things that I got out of the, I guess, narrative of the film. But I don't want to like say that if you don't get these specific things out of the movie, then you're watching the movie wrong, or you misinterpreted the entire film. Like, I can see just about any interpretation being valid from this movie, because there's a lot to say, there's a lot to get out of the experience, and I guess to some extent this is a movie that you can't really spoil. But I would be very interested to see what other people have to say about this movie, because I haven't really seen anyone's reviews for this movie, and, well, not saying that I actively looked it up, but I just feel as though I would be fascinated to read anyone's interpretation of this movie. Just keep in mind, this movie is not for everyone. It's not a traditional film. It's very experimental, and it just presents its narrative through visuals and has the music complementing all these visuals. And it's not a super fast-paced movie, so be prepared for that. And if you're willing to sit through this movie for 90 minutes, then check it out. And one last thing to mention about this movie, the film does tell you what the title of the movie means, Koyaanisqatsi, by the end of the movie, like once you get to the credits. And I'm not going to say whether or not you should look it up beforehand. I'm just saying that's what it does, and it does kind of confirm, like, okay, I feel as though that I interpreted everything correctly that the movie was trying to say. So whether or not you want to do that is your choice. Just look up what the title means beforehand. And I personally would highly recommend that you check this movie out. So do so whenever you get the chance. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Koyaanisqatsi a 10 out of 10. And I do feel as though this is one of those movies where I'll get more out of it upon multiple viewings, because for a while it was just like a 9 out of 10 for me. I was like, okay, that seems about fair, because I do want to see it for a second time. But after a while, I didn't really have any reason to give it anything other than a 10, because it checks all of the boxes that I'm looking for in a film. And there you go, 10 out of 10 movie for you. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Koyaanisqatsi, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Usual Suspects. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.